Boom, 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 boom. We are live and direct. Let me take a sip.
Hey,
Throw it a little dry. Well, let's get to it. What's going on, y'all? This is Leveraging Your L's. LYL Thursday is back. What's going on, you guys? Appreciate you all for being here today. My name is Rafael Jimerson, aka Stamp. I'm the owner of Stamper Signings. We have our lovely, intelligent, beautiful co-host Tiara Bryant, the officiant, co-owner, I believe, of Wedding Officiant Academy.
yep,
If you want to know more about weddings, she's the go-to person. And what we do is we share our experiences within the business, the pitfalls that we were inevitably weren't able to avoid, and we try to share those lessons and those stories with our fellow peers, so that way they don't fall victim to those same mistakes. It's been a long time no see y'all. We do run a business in real life, so that's one of the benefits to tuning in, because we actually do this in real life. This is not something that we just talk about, something that we just learn from someone else. I know we are pulling from our real life experiences, and we try to share those experiences with our peers as well. Um, Other than that, T, what's going on? How's everything going?
man, happy Thursday.
Thursday, happy Thursday, almost to Friday.
Listen. I'm just happy it's another week. I cannot believe we are in September. October is right around the corner, which is about to ramp up for your girl. Slow down on the wedding side, but the Wedding Officiant Academy side is about to be up. So
Hey,
we're excited for that. But yeah, man, good wedding season. Our academy is growing. Our partnerships are growing, and our visibility is growing. So we're excited over here. Girl.
love to see it. Love to see it. I want to give a big shout out to Norm. He helped me out on an estate plan signing, I would say almost 10 days ago.
Neat.
Really came through for me in the clutch. So it's always good to have those relationships with notaries that you know,
Yeah.
as opposed to just shooting in the dark, praying to God that this notary got some act right about them, some professionalism about themselves, and going to get the job done right. So definitely want to give a big shout out to Norm, man, because yeah, it always helps to work with people who that you know and can really help you out in the crunch. So salute to Norm in the Wedding Fishing Academy.
Hey, that's us.
Hey, out to y'all. What's been going on with us? A whole lot has been going on with the Stanford signings over the last quarter. No, not even say last quarter, over the last month or so. I'm definitely looking forward to the fourth quarter. It's bully time, kind of finish out the year strong. No time for the BS. Just really trying to finish this thing going out. Really looking forward to what's to come in 2025. Um, so yeah, we've been dealing with a lot. There's some things I want to say. So first things first, I want to say we're currently not accepting no notaries right now.
Okay.
I know that's kind of like a letdown for those of you who haven't worked with us before. Only way we're probably going to work with you is if it's in an area that we just from that we haven't had any business in before, and we're going to take a chance. But outside of that, currently not accepting anyone. The reason being is that I've noticed some of the newer people that I've been working with. Obviously, I've been having to work with new people because I've been getting signings in these in new areas that we haven't done business in. So, what I've noticed is a lot of notice of some of the notaries that I've been working with is, so what I look for is professionalism, service.
Mhm.
Obviously, got to be knowledgeable, know what you're doing, and just a respect for the sense of urgency. So recently had a loan closing, not a loan, it was a buyer only closing down in where was it at? Richmond, Virginia. I've had
Okay.
signings in Virginia, but I haven't had one in Richmond, Virginia per se. And this signing got documents ready, got everything prepared right away, and we got a deadline. Got a deadline to meet, because typically, when you work with these title companies,
Hmm.
got to buy. Though these loans have to do. They try to get these loans funded like right away. So we get the signing taken care of. We purposely scheduled the signing early in the morning so title can get there. Get the scans, get the documents, and they can
Hmm.
go on that day, going about their day. Um, Signing was at 9 o'clock this morning. Well, not this morning, but but I'm gonna say Monday.
Yeah.
It was at 9, and the lender ended up sending over some additional documents, but it still was a mistake on their own, pretty much. So I ended up circling back with the notary and said, hey, we have some additional documents that need to be taken care of. Would you be able to get that taken care of for an additional fee? She said, cool, no problem. We'll get taken care of. So I want to say probably like around, mind you, yeah, this is like around 10, like 10:30-ish. Once we get those, once the signing was completed and we get those additional documents on. So I'm following up with the notary, trying to figure out. It's like, all right, well, it's about 2 o'clock now. I think it's probably about 1 o'clock my time. I think it's probably about 1 o'clock, probably about 12:30, 1:30 around that time. And mind you, we still got a deadline to meet because we got to get these documents over to title. Right. So I'm asking the notary, it's like, hey, we're just circling back to see if the signing was completed. We just want to let the title company know. So she lets me know it's been completed. So, okay, cool. Can you send those scans over right away so I can forward it to the title company? We can close out the file. Good to go, right? She said, yeah, I'll send them over within the next 10 minutes. I say, cool, no problem. That turned into an hour. It didn't turn into 2 hours. I'm like, yo, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, we need the scans because we gotta close this out. And I don't like to micromanage. I don't like to be micromanaged, right? Mm-hmm. I know exactly what that's like. So I don't want to have to micromanage you. We should be in a position that, hey, I hired you for a reason. I trust you. We should be able to, ask you, hey, can you get this done? Get it done right away. Mm-hmm. So she did the scans within 10 minutes, and she already had the scans downloaded. So 2 hours passed. I'm like, hey, I'm just circling back to see if you got these scans. Are they going to be sent over? And all I can hear is like people like kikiing in the background. It's like laughing, like, oh, y'all, like, why y'all kiki in the back? What's going on? So the notary, she said she had, we had other appointments, blah, blah, blah. I understand that we got to get those. I'm trying to get those over to you, but I had other appointments, blah, blah, blah.
I think we froze. Frozen? Stamp. Maybe if I...
All right, y'all. That's my fault. That is my fault. Alrighty, I don't know what in the world happened there. What happened to the Wi-Fi? I paid my bill too. That's the crazy part. I paid my bill. I pay it every month on time because everyone here needs Wi-Fi. So I don't know why it's cutting off on us here. But either way, like I was saying, the notary taking 10 years to send this. It typically only sends you like less than 3 minutes to send an email, right? It takes you less than 3 minutes to send an email. So you say, okay, I'll get it to you when I can. All right, cool. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. I was like, you know what? Let me let it go. I'm gonna let my team handle that. So funny enough, as soon as I got off the phone with her, probably want to say 5 minutes, like not even probably like a couple minutes later, she sent over the scan. So I was like, all right, you're being funny. But it's like, all right, cool. We got it. We got the signing closed. Great. Thanks a lot. And just dealing with stuff like that and dealing with people that are just like, I don't know how to explain it. Like some people that I've been like coming across as of late are like super unprofessional. Like I had a guy, like I had an affidavit signing. When was that signing? Last week. Because we had an affidavit signing last week, and these signings are pretty easy for the most part. So if any Texas notaries are watching the signing, I mean not watching the signing, but watching this right now, we typically have like medical affidavit signings, mostly in Texas, sometimes in Florida, but mostly in Texas for the most part. And these signings are pretty easy. They're usually typically 1 to 2 signatures. No printing is required. No scanning is required. So the only thing you need to do is just show up, just sign, just let me know it's been completed, and you get paid either immediately after the signing or just within 24 hours. Because I don't need 30 days to pay someone for those quick hitter signings. So we hired the notary for the signing, and I want to say the very next day when the signing's supposed to take place, the guy just doesn't show up.
Oh my gosh. What is going on?
He just no-show the signing. It's like, why accept the signing? You're just going to no-show. That don't even make sense. That makes zero sense for why you. That just makes zero sense. Yeah, you can better just not accepting the signing. So I've had some stuff like that happen as of late, and and it just lets him say, you know what, I'm not finna complain about it. It's like, you know what, we just gonna just stop accepting people, and we're just going to raise our standards. You either got to be referred to us, or you got to be someone that I've already worked with before. So if we already worked with you before, and we already have a pretty good relationship, you pretty much grandfathered in. But for anyone that's like that hasn't worked with us before, you're probably gonna have to be referred to us. Because it could be a hassle. Because I don't think what notaries understand is as a signing service, it's really hard to like acquire a client, especially for a client that's sending you the volume of signings that we do get. Especially we have quite a few clients that send us, I want to say at the bare minimum, sending us 25 signings. We have some that send us like 50. Got some that send us 75 signings a month. So if someone is sending you that amount of signings, there has to be some trust there. They have to trust that you have the ability to fulfill. Like you have to be staffed. You have to be able to fulfill those orders. You got to trust that, hey, we trust that you have the infrastructure, you have the ability, you have the staff, you have the know-how to be able to handle the volume of these orders. Also, you got to make sure that we built enough of trust that, hey, if we send you all these orders, a large majority of them should come back with no mistakes, no errors. Notaries should be showing up. They should be professional, providing excellent customer service. And so it's really difficult to acquire those particular customers. So we can be able to pass that business out to our fellow notaries. But when you have notaries that don't respect that, and that's, I mean, because like I said, the notaries that we hired, they're a reflection of us at the end of the day.
Yes, they are.
So, and they're a reflection of us. And so if we lose that business, you pretty much asked out at that point. So I've had to be really diligent about who we've been working with as of late. I can smile about it because that's pretty much how I generally deal with things, you know. And I mean, in the moment, it can be frustrating. You want to pull your hair out, you want to cuss people out. I definitely want to be unprofessional at times, but you know, still got a business to run, so got to keep it cute. Unfortunately,
Nah, for real.
But I mean, they're all learning lessons at the end of the day. I mean, we in this business for a reason, right? It's not going to be peaches and cream all the time. You just adapt. You just adapt. You learn. You learned how to move forward, and you just got to continue to tinker with the business and just adjust the criteria for the people that you're looking for. So outside of that, business is still going well, despite a few mishaps here and there.
Yeah.
Still continuing to starting to see more and more loan closings. Starting to see more of those. Definitely haven't seen any refis. I haven't seen those at all. I think I did an application signing not too long ago, but that's probably like the first refi that I've done. I think I've probably only done 2 refis this year. Everything else has been mostly buyers and sellers, and then of course the estate planning market. That's not dying down no time soon. That's not dying down no time soon. In fact, we're probably going to end up seeing more estate plans in the fourth quarter and in 2025 and beyond. So, not seeing that slowing down anytime soon, and that's pretty much how the business has been going as of late.
Nah, that's real, because I was even talking to my dad yesterday, and he was even saying like the next thing he wants to work on is getting like his trust together and like getting all of that. So I had some like books down in the basement I had gave him, but yeah, like people want to get their assets together. They want to make sure that people are protected. People are able to they're really starting to generate wealth now and starting to understand all the advantages when you protect yourself and stuff like that. So you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, they're not slowing down anytime soon. A lot of the signing, I want to say a whole lot, but I've been, I want to say this month and even like last month, a few of those signings you're going to get have been me either at the hospital or I've been going to the client's home. And like recently I had an estate plan signing, and we had to do a signature by mark for a client that was dealing with cancer. With cancer, got diagnosed, and it's just rapidly advancing, just really making it difficult for him to write, to speak.
Yeah.
And so in situations like that, you could really showcase your value by just knowing what to do in those particular situations. And the great thing about those signings is like, especially for like people that don't know how I want to say don't know how to write, but they're not able to do a full signature. Knowing the process for doing signature by marks will make you stand out. That is a great way to showcase your value, because most clients that I've come across, when they have a person that they're either setting this up for, they don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. They're in a situation where they're already dealing with, trying to handle their finances for either for their mom, their dad, or their aunt, or they're trying to figure out how they're going to get to their doctor's appointments, how to make sure that they're properly cared for. And so they have a lot on their plate. And the last thing that they want to deal with is a notary who comes in there and absolutely doesn't know what to do. They don't know how to handle the signature by mark. They don't know how to handle the ID situation. Don't know how to handle what to do if you don't have an ID or are able to provide witnesses. And so oftentimes those signings, you can really showcase your value, and those typically pay a little bit more as well. From my experience, when I've done signature by mark signings, especially for estate planning, whatever price you throw out there, and obviously we not going crazy with the pricing. We're not going to go out there and be charging like $400 or $500. I just don't.
Yeah, nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing like that. But typically, those particular signings go between 250 over. I'd say between 250 upwards to 325.
Yeah,
and they happily pay it because they seen that you know what you're doing. You're able to help the client out, and and that's one less thing for them to worry about. So those are not slowing down anytime soon. I mean, the baby boomers, this is kind of, I don't want to say that, but mostly the baby boomers are the ones that's really getting these estate plan setups. They either being proactive, or it's to a point where it's like, all right, we have this done. So yeah, don't keep going after it, especially in this market. It's literally not slowing down anytime soon. And I think it's really a great time too for notaries, because with that market not slowing down, and we've seen the news that was announced for the interest rates have been were being cut for the first time since March 2020.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, interest rates have been was slashed by a point, half a point, I believe. So you may see more, you may see more refis. That'll be on the rise coming into this quarter and then going into 2025. So with the closings, with the estate planning, ooh, I think now will be a good time for people to really get on top of their game and really take this business seriously.
Okay, so if someone is really looking to do that, what does taking this business seriously even mean?
Well, first things first, you gotta have your infrastructure. Gotta have your infrastructure together. You can't come into the business. Don't get baited into this business like, oh, you can make this amount of money. Ooh, you can make 250. You can make 150. Be your own boss. Ooh, control your own schedule. Like, don't fall for that type of stuff, because yeah, you can't control your own schedule, but you're typically on your client's schedule anyway, for the most part. So I would say have your infrastructure together for the most part. So just again, have your business phone number, knowing how to answer the phone, knowing how to onboard clients, knowing how to handle discrepancies. It's always going to be some type of discrepancy as far as like communication goes, how to handle cancellations, what to do, how you handle documents, how do you handle the ID situation if a client doesn't have an ID or driver license or U.S. passport? All right, if they don't have either one of those, are they able to provide witnesses? Okay, if they're not able to provide witnesses, are you able to do that for them?
Yep.
Having your tech together. How do people schedule signings with you? Do you use Calendly? Do you use Signing Order? Do you use Closewise? Do you use SnapDocs? How do you accept payments? Do you use Stripe? Do you use PayPal? Are you still taking cash?
Taking cash.
Yeah. Do you use Square? Just like handling those particular things, and then also too, a part of the infrastructure is even if you don't want to do a signing service or don't own a signing service, at least know at least 5 notaries who can come through in the clutch for you, whether if it's for them to serve as a witness, or if you're on a time crunch and you can't absolutely do the signing, but you have someone that you trust that can handle that signing for you. Just having those things in order. Knowing your pricing, that's another thing. Knowing what your pricing is for closings, estate plans, general notary work. What's your pricing for witnessing? What's your pricing for those particular services? Just having like that infrastructure in place, so that way, once you have those things together, you're not in like scramble mode when you do have a potential client that can send you 20 to 50 signings a month, and you're prepared to handle that. I would say for me, early on in the beginning, in the early beginnings of Stamper signings, I don't want to say I had a system, but it wasn't a solid system. And what I mean by that, I wasn't fully prepared for what was going to come my way. So I had a title company client, and I'm so gassed off the fact that, oh, I got a title company client. I'm in there, right, to where they sending me signings, and they sending me signings in areas that I have no business. I've never done a signing in or don't know anybody in, right? But I'm marketing myself as a signing service, and so I'm just taking a chance on people who I've never worked with before, and then I get this email from title like, hey, we got these scrambled documents. We don't even have everything, and we have a lot of missing signatures here. Like, what is this? Right, that goes back to infrastructure. I know I didn't hire the right person. I didn't check to see. I mean, obviously, I checked their experience, but I didn't check to see if they've been background. Well, they do get background check. I did check their experience, but I didn't check to see if they had any training. I didn't follow up to see if they made sure that they had all the documents that they needed. I didn't follow up to see if they had any additional questions about the signing, so make sure that everything goes into place. And so, due to me not having infrastructure, having a real system in place, I lost clients. Losing the client will make you tighten up, your business up really fast. So, yeah, I would say, having your infrastructure together, having all those things together, so that way when you do start to get business coming in, it can just, it just flows. You're not just in this state of like, all right, well, I got the business, or what do I do from here? How do I handle this situation, and so on and so forth.
Yeah. Nah, I would definitely 100% agree with that. And then on top of that, it's those little nuances too, right? How are you organizing your dogs? What are
Mhm.
you doing at the table? How are you running the appointments?
Mhm.
Even something super simple of like, how are you setting up once you sit down? Who's sitting
Mhm.
where? Are you using
Mhm.
clipboards? Where's your stamp going to be at? And just little stuff. Did you pre-write in the information? Now all you got to do is sign. Just
Mhm.
little stuff like that is also considered your infrastructure. Is just essentially how you are deciding to like run your business.
Mhm.
And similar to us on the wedding side, I ask people all the time. They're always like, oh, I want to get started, where should I market my business, how much should I charge? And I'm like, if someone was to call you right now and be like, hey, are you available for my wedding, walk me through that phone call all the way to like wedding day. How are they paying you? How are they scheduling their appointment, their meetings with you? Do you have additional meetings? Do you have any questionnaires or checklists? When are you writing the script? Like, how are you developing out their client experience? Because all of that is, again, like your infrastructure, and that's not including the stuff that we always talk about, like you say, Calendly and like scheduling. Like, I don't know. I feel like that's stuff that people like think about, but like don't realize, like, okay, are you sending them out an email? Are you doing reminders? Is it a
Mhm.
virtual meeting? Like, how
Mhm.
often are you confirming that they're still coming? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like those little details that people tend to overlook sometimes. So building your infrastructure is really, really, really big. I remember when I first started my notary business, Rafael, I always tell you, you told me not all notaries are created equal.
That's a fact.
That is a super fact. And I got to bring that over to the officiant world too, because not all officiants are created equal. So we
It's
got
the
to
money.
learn.
Yeah, it all comes back to the money. It's like that's all most people are really concerned with is just the money, money, money. How much money can I make? What can I make from this? They don't care about just make sure that the signing is done correctly. Um, yeah, it's just a weird space to be in. I think too, like the growth of people like knowing more and more about this industry.
Yeah.
And of course, that's kind of like that with most industries that you're going to get drawn into, especially if you haven't heard about it before. You just think about the money. It's like, oh, let me see what this is about.
You're right.
They don't take into mind what comes with it. Yeah, they don't take into mind that comes with it. So, yeah, having your infrastructure in place, you just want to just be prepared. You just want to be prepared and just have a little bit of know-how, so that way when when those opportunities do come, like you're prepared for it, as opposed to just you get a direct client and then you fumble the opportunity because you didn't know how to handle it. You didn't know how to.
Mhm.
I mean, a lot of times, man, if you could just be professional, if you could just be professional and take accountability, be responsible, and just being on top of things, you really just you most times not, a client will accept the fact that you made a mistake because you were willing to be accountable and you willing to correct this thing and get it done ASAP.
Yeah.
But if you're someone that's like, oh well, I didn't see this. Oh well, I have these amount of appointments I have to do today, and I can't get to it. It's
Yeah.
like, what do you
Yeah. Yeah.
mean? Yeah, what do you mean by that? What do
What do
you
you mean by that?
what do you mean? Like I've been in situations where I've made a mistake, and regardless of how many appointments I had that day, because I value the relationship at the end of the day. And most people don't value relationships, and so the relationships are how you get the money. If you didn't know,
Facts.
I'm really a big proponent of just having the relationship. If you don't have it, um, yeah, it's kind of hard to get consistent business coming in, especially if you're going to be dealing with if you're going to be on the B2B side, dealing with businesses.
Mhm.
You got to keep in mind they have clients as well. They're trying to grow their business. They want to be able to bring in more business. So if you can't help them be able to sustain and help them bring in more business, then how you think they're going to be able to provide you signings? So yeah, just valuing relationships, having a system in place. Definitely want
Mhm.
to do. hiring. Even if you don't necessarily have the money right away, I definitely would recommend hiring some help. It can make things move a lot faster, a lot more smoother as well. But if you just, you penny pinching, you want to keep all the money to yourself and you don't want to invest back into your business, it's going to be really hard to grow, man. Because I think for me, from what I've seen, like as far as seeing like other signing services and how they operate, they just operate on a different level. And it's just, you guys are playing a different game. You guys, they don't mind and they don't have no issues with reinvesting back into their business, because reinvesting back into business, it's going to be able to help you to bring in more business. It's going to be able to help you generate more revenue, which is going to lead to you be able to hire more people, so you can focus on those really important things that matter most. So, infrastructure is key. I even had to switch up a few things because a large part of my business to what I've done has been mostly manual. As far as like saying using Calendly and then using like Gmail. I'm actually going to actually switch that up a bit so we could be a little bit more efficient and be able to bring in more orders, because that's just been my focus. I want to be able to bring in more orders. And at this current stage of where I'm at, I don't have the current infrastructure in place to be able to handle the amount of orders that I'm looking for right now. So, the certain feeling, you feel like you're stuck there, you're not breaking through. That's when it's like, all right, I need to hit the drawing board and figure out what's the next step. What do I got to do to break through so I can get to that next step? Because you don't want to stay in the same place for too long. It's hard. It's really difficult once you hit that ceiling and you just stuck there. You feel like you don't know what else to do. And once you get back to the drawing board, you're able to get some type of clarity on what needs to be done, and then from there you just got to execute.
Nah, that's real. That's real. And I think the other pieces you were saying, with relationships is going to bring, like you said, those referrals, at least, in our case. And then it's also going to bring those reviews. And then that is also can be, turned into revenue as well. So relationships going to connect you to like all of that. Is going to bring you, further in developing out your craft. Like, what I'm saying? All of that stuff, business ideas, execution and accountability, like relationships can really further your business a lot more than working in a silo, doing everything independently. But if you is penny pension, you need to hire ChatGPT. You need to hire AI. No, for real. Because I feel like everybody like has this, I need to get a virtual assistant and things of that nature. It's just way too many free and fee-based AI, programs and softwares out there to like help you. So like even for me right now, I just onboarded 17 Hats, which is a business, software management system. So it's going to be able to like send out my emails at these like 60, 30, 90 day, marks without me having to go back and be like, now how many days is 90 days from now? And then making sure I the night and remember to do it. Like, you know what I mean? And it's set up to where you put in your templates and you have to approve it before it sends out. So it'll trigger you to read your template, make sure you have everything you need, and then, send it out. So that was something that I had to take on because I was like, okay, I'm starting to like kind of forget some stuff. And I was like, that doesn't really add to a royal treatment experience. Like, you know what I mean? Like it does not. This could be more. I want to be a step ahead of my couples because that's what makes it easy and joyous. So if they're emailing me like, hey, can you send me this versus, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about this. It's a different type of experience. So being mindful of that and seeing where you can like step back and be like, hey, maybe I need some of that additional help. And sometimes you got to pay for it. My CRM was $300 for the year. And if I decide to update it or keep it for the next year, I think it goes up to $6. I got like 50% off because I use like my friend's code. So if you need CRM, I got a code. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Like that's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's one of the things that I mean, as part of this infrastructure, that should be something that you should, automatic you should have as a CRM. Yeah, you don't want to.
Yeah, but I will say this: if you don't have an infrastructure, a client journey, like if you have no idea like how people are moving through the CRM, then you don't need to get it yet. So I just wanted to throw that out there because you don't know what to put in it. You don't know what you're doing.
Yeah,
So
you want to be at least be able to document it. Document, and I would say that a part of building infrastructure is like documenting everything. I've had my business for be 3 years now.
mm,
And one of the things that I'm kicking myself, man, I'm kicking myself right now is just not documenting everything as far as like recording sales calls. Um,
that's good.
I have a few SOPs like recorded as far as like how we look for notaries and as far as like scheduling signings and like sending out emails and stuff like that. But yeah, you just want to record. I would say that's one of the first things y'all should do is like record like your calls. So that way you could find out why the potential client either decided to do business with you or went in another direction.
Yeah.
Man, I wish I would. Man, man, it's hundreds of phone calls that I've missed, and I'm kicking myself. That I'm kicking myself about. And so, um, yeah, you want to document everything. Just be on, just being on top of it, and documenting will help you within the business as well. It helps you learn what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses, what are some areas that you could be stronger in, and it's going to translate into you for your businesses translating to you doing very well within your business as well. So yeah, having that infrastructure is really key, definitely key.
And the best way to really build out that infrastructure is literally get you a piece of paper
Write
and
out
a
everything.
pen and
Mhm.
write down everything that you intend to do from again. And you maybe have to break it down in portions, right? Because there's like acquiring clients and like marketing, right? And then it's like the background, like business practices, and then it is like the scheduling, then it's like payment. So it's different little pieces, which would be the SOPs that Rafin was referring to. But regardless, you need to develop what those look like. And the best way to do is literally sit down with a pen and a piece of paper and be like, when I get a phone call,
Yep.
this is what's going to happen next, and like work all the way through. When I get the documents, this is what's going to happen next, and do it like that.
Great. That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to touch more on that. Yeah, I
No,
want
go
to touch
ahead.
more on that. Yeah. I would start off just like that from that initial phone call. From the initial phone call, what are the questions that I'm asking? All right.
Yeah.
If I get a phone call and I'm asking, what do I do if this person says if they're requesting a signing on behalf of someone else? What do I do if this person doesn't have a valid ID? All right. Then we want to follow. The next step is what do we do? How do we handle confirming the signing? All right. What the next step as far as like, all right, do we ask for document? Are we printing out documents? Or do we are we asking them if they're going to have the documents printed? All right. How do we handle at the signing table? Yeah, at the signing table is really key. All right, because you want to be in control at the signing table. How do we handle that particular situation? All right. How do we handle post signing? What's our process for sending out reviews? Are we asking for referrals? Are we asking for reviews? And if we are asking for reviews, are you personally asking yourself, or if you already have some type of system in place where it's going to be automatically sent to their email or to their phone number, whatever the case may be? You want to have you just want to have all of that stuff documented. I will challenge for the viewers. I would definitely challenge you to spend some time this weekend, at least 30 to 45 minutes. I'll say an hour at least.
I'm about to say an hour. Yes.
An hour at least. If you go to Canva, you can if you have an account, you can create they have free flow charts.
Yeah.
They have free flow charts as far as like business process goes. And then you could just use that as a way to just documenting, or these are the steps that I need to do for it. And you just want to document every little single thing so that way you can look at it, see what needs to be done.
Yeah.
And you just run your business just based on that particular process. So yeah, you want to have everything written out. You just want to make sure you account for everything, because certain things will happen that you may not prepare for, that you're not prepared for. And the client can tell if you're unprepared, if you don't know what to do. And if the client is unprepared, if the client can sense that you're unprepared and you don't know what to do, and especially if they're calling you for an estate plan signing and it's an emergency sign, they need to get these documents signed like right away. And especially if you're dealing with someone that has like millions of dollars in assets. They got retirement accounts, they got bank accounts, savings accounts, they got calls, they got these things have to be accounted for, and they got to be distributed to the right person. So they want to make sure that when they hire a notary, they know absolutely what they're doing. Because if you don't know what you're doing, and they can sense that, they're just going to go in another direction. So, yeah, you just want to be on top of that stuff, man. Got to be on top of it because those particular signings are very important.
I also feel like that's the only way that you are going to get better. You know what I'm saying? As well. Like, you are either like, you figure out what you're doing at the beginning and then you work that for a while and then you refine it. I don't know. You may get leaner and you may find different resources at a cheaper amount that can do a little bit more for you. Or you might, again, want to go the AI route. You might, again, want to hire and build your team route. You might, again, want to add a new service or something like that, or just switch up something within the business. And if you don't write down what you're doing now and work what you're doing now, then you're not going to have these opportunities to improve because you ain't doing nothing and you ain't looking for no improvement. Now, you ain't going to know everything at the beginning. There's going to be things that, catch you off guard or that you just aren't expecting. I mean, now I see in these different officiant Facebook groups, people will be like, I've been doing this for 5, 10, 15, 20 years, and this is the first time yada, 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 yada happens. Mm-hmm. And it's like me, that happened to me within my first year, but this person been doing it for 20 years and it's never happened to them. So you can't account for everything all the time. You just got to be able to pivot and roll with the punches. Real bad.
Yeah, those people are... Yeah, those 15 to 20 year notice that say they haven't dealt with certain stuff is like, are you really running a business or you do this part-time?
I'm talking about officiants, but yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, because some people they say, oh, I've had this amount of years and I never have to deal with this. Well, that's because you're probably not getting a whole lot of business.
So I would say maybe something like this, like I'll see a post that'd be like, I've been doing this for 15 years, and this is the first time I've ever had a bride message me later and say that they don't actually want me to send off the marriage license. So, like, what should I do? Or I already sent it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I've never had this happen before. It'll be like stuff like that, like just random, like, what?
Be panicking too.
Yeah, and there was a point I wanted to say to what you said earlier. I forgot what it was, but basically, I think you were speaking about like being able to take accountability and stuff like that, like, when mistakes happen. And I wanted to say you also have to be able to take accountability when mistakes are not your fault either. So like for me, I've had the mailing system misplace a marriage license. That ain't my fault. I did what I was supposed to do. But those are also original documents. But I also wasn't driving 2 hours back to Totowa to, deliver it. So in those situations, it's like, dang, I have to apologize for the postal system. Yeah. Like what? And then I need to reach out to the city clerk and figure out what's their process for rectifying the situation. Do they have to involve the couple again? Can they just send it to me directly? So it's like, these are situations where you got to deal with it. So you just got to figure out what's the best route to move forward, and then write that down and then see if you could do it like that moving forward. Like, what can you do? Yeah,
a lot of times you just got to use your brain. You gotta have some figure it outness to you. Yeah, sometimes you're not gonna have all the answers. I mean, that's just the nature of the business. You're not gonna have all the answers. The only thing you can do is just try to present solutions. You just try to present solutions the best that you can. If it works, excellent. You're gonna look good. If it doesn't work, hey, at least you tried and you try to present a solution. And most times not, if it doesn't work out right away, like the client will respect you for even initially trying.
Yeah.
Oftentimes that's all people are looking for. It's like, do you care? Do you care about at least trying to help me out here? Even if you're not getting compensated, even if you're not getting compensated for this, do you at least care about me at least to help me out and point me in the right direction of where I'm trying to get to? So, yeah, man, it's just, Yeah, a lot has changed within the business from what I see. Just some way people deal with things, how they deal with situations, and the constant complaining. And the constant complaining is something that you always see. I always get a kick out of that when I'm having a bad day. Going into those Facebook groups, but yeah, you just gotta have some type of figure it outness to you. Like I said, it's not always, things are going to happen that's just outside of your control. And the best thing you can do is just be like, hey, if it's something else I can do in the meantime to help you out, just let me know and I'll do whatever I can. You just leave it at that.
Yeah, but you just have to have a solid infrastructure. Make sure you ain't make no make sure you ain't want to make the mistakes first. But definitely go through again and see where are opportunities for you to, tighten up a little bit, where you can, reduce stress. And where you can have alternative solutions if stuff happens that is outside of your control. And that's really how you continue to build on your infrastructure after you've done like the preliminary, putting down the foundation.
Yeah, man, do the groundwork first. The money will come. The money comes. Plenty of money within this business. But like I said, if you focus, like I said, the infrastructure, those SOPs recorded, documenting everything from sales calls to how you have from you being at the appointment, post appointment, just document everything, and that'll give you a broad view of how the process should go. And then from there, you just tinker with it and okay, let me work on this area of the business that we can be a little bit stronger at. And you'll notice that, the stronger your infrastructure that leads to more referrals, more business, because once you have a clear you clear on your infrastructure and your SOPs and everything, you have a certain confidence about yourself when you do answer the phone and the way you service your clients. And your clients are going to be able to tell. They're going to get a sense of they're dealing with a professional. They're dealing with someone that knows what they're doing. And then that leads to more business. So get the infrastructure built. Everything else will fall into place later.
That's real.
Facts. Before we head out, we do our shameless plugs. We got to tell the people what we got on. Do we got any wedding and fishing socials coming up?
Of course, once a month. So we already had our one for September. That was this past Thursday. So you snooze, you lose. But if you are on the East Coast in the tri-state area, next Wednesday, the 25th, American Marriage Ministries is having an officiant accelerator. It's going to be in New York City. Me and Norm will be there. So if you are thinking about doing any type of weddings, or if you are already an officiant and you want some type of professional development day, this officiant accelerator is really, really, really good. This is our second year going. So we're excited about that. And then our applications are about to open for our Wedding Day Shadowing Experience program. So we're super excited about that. If you are still interested, our interest applications are still open for people who are like, I think I want to do it. I don't know if this program is for me. What exactly are you going to help me with? Check out this little, our stand store right there. But I'm excited. It's about to get real.
Is the shadowing, is that, so I need to ask, hold on real fast. For the shadowing program, is that for people that want to shadow you at a wedding to know like how it goes from
yes,
pretty much show them what to do from point A to point Z?
Yeah, so it's a geographically matched program. So we're trying to match seasoned officiants with newer officiants so that the newer officiant can experience a professionally officiated ceremony, and the seasoned officiant can get day of assistance, photography support, and share some of their wisdom. So that's our goal. Yeah, our collaboration is with International Association Professional Wedding Officiants. So that's our official partner. And we're excited. We ready.
Yeah, you gotta I'm gonna take advantage of that. That's something I would want to do, because it's not me. Again, I always say it's not many people out here that's gonna let you shadow you shadow you on how to do it, on how to officiate a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, most people will let you like shadow them for a signing. You know, we have so many people that's like, oh, you can't shadow, or you can't. Shut up. You always talk about what you can't do. I always talking about what you can't do. It's like why can't someone shadow me at a signing? Like, if the client, if the client is okay with it, like, why can't they do it? Now, obviously, you're gonna ask the client first, but you know, if they say no, all right. If the next one say yeah, like, man, these people be weird, man. I would definitely take advantage of that. Because, like I said, because if you haven't officiated a wedding before, it's like, what are you basing your knowledge from?
Facts.
There's only so much you can learn from from a course or an ebook. Like, you need to get like the actual experience to actually know, like, oh, this is how you're supposed to officiate a wedding. Yeah. Oh, this is how you're supposed to handle X, Y, and Z. Oh, okay. And then most times when you had those type of experiences, that gives you the confidence to say, all right, now that I've seen Tiara do it and I've seen how she officiates weddings, let me see if I can incorporate this into my process and see how it goes. You may not get it done. You may not get it right the first time, but at least you did it. Yep. You know what you have, you know what type of wisdom you gain from it. So that's an excellent program. The shadow program. We need to do something. Nah, I don't want to do nothing like that. No.
Not to say, listen, we have to be.
I've had notaries shadow me, but only reason why they was able to shadow me is because I brought them on as a witness for the signing, and then after, once we debrief, they'll ask me questions, and we just go from there. So that's the only time that I've done shadowing.
Yeah,
for the most part. I think that's actually a great idea. That's actually kind of. Would you say that's kind of better than? I don't want to say it's better than the mentorship or like a consulting call. I would say you would probably gain more from the. I would assume you would gain more from shadowing as opposed to doing a consulting call, because the consulting call is just pretty much, all right, it's a checklist of things that you need to do. All right, you got a checklist, now go out there and do it. And most people don't do it. Most people don't do it. When I've done consulting calls, I give people checklists of things that you need to do.
Yeah.
And you go out and do it. I've only had one person who actually took everything that I said and did it. Shout out to Leilani. She's the only one that had to.
Shout out to you, Leilani.
She's the only one that I've done a consulting call with, where she actually took the information, went out there and did it. Now, I've had other people who took in my course and they started a sign of service and they've done their thing. Shout out to them. But for the most part, other people, they just be like, okay. Yeah. And I don't never hear from them again when we schedule the follow-up call. So take advantage of the shadowing opportunity, because again, it's not many people within the wedding officiating space that's going to do it. We need more action takers. Let me stop before I get on my soapbox. You got anything else coming up?
Oh man, no. Just make sure you check out our stand store so you can sign up for our October social and join our Facebook group.
2,000 strong.
2,000 strong.
I want to hate on you so bad, but I can't. It's not in my blood. 2,000 people in the group. That's big.
I love it.
That's a lot of people. That's a lot of people. You open out a lot of people, man. Shout out to you and Norm.
Yeah, we're growing every day. Every day I see little requests come in. I said, okay. So yeah, we're excited.
Yeah, y'all putting on for the officiators. Shout out to y'all. What we got coming up? I don't have no classes. I don't have nothing coming up. I'm actually going to be probably transitioning away from the consulting and course space. I still have the free course available. So if you want to learn how to get into this estate planning notary space, you would have to look in the description. I have a free training on how to become an estate planning notary. Pretty much what you can do within this space, what you can offer, how to price your services, and all of that stuff. So definitely check that out. If you're a notary out there, I want to say I'm probably not accepting any new people right now. But if you were referred to me, or you've been someone that purchased a course before, or even downloaded the training, and you're really intentional about getting into this business, I would definitely love to work with you. For those of you out there that are not intentional about your business and you're not really serious, you're kind of on the fence, you should probably do better working with someone else. I will say this before I head out. This is really a good business to be a part of. Definitely changed my life for the better. So if you're going to be in this business, please make sure that you take it seriously. This is a great craft. It will really do wonders for you if you do the work. So if you do the work, have a real plan together and work that plan and execute that plan, you'll be amazed the rewards that come with it. I want to say thank you to everyone that was in that watched our live stream today. Hope you took this information, took down some notes. I'm hoping that you spend an hour at the minimum this weekend, even today, or just in general, jotting down your plan, what you're going to do to be successful and get after it. Make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all. Peace.
Bye, y'all.
In the stream.